We are all set to go here in Piscataway. Two teams that are eager for their first Big Ten win of the year. And two teams who have been good on the draw this year. Marin Hartshorn there for Rutgers, Shelby Harrison for Hopkins, and we are underway. And on the whistle, it'll be Rutgers. It'll be Hopkins now with the opening possession. The Blue Jays have been locked in some low-scoring games, coming off a 14-7 win Sunday against East Carolina. But before that, a 9-7 loss to top 15 Michigan in the Big Ten opener. A game that they did not win. They stumbled late and gave up the last 3 goals, but something that showed this team that they can battle with ranked opponents.
Yeah, they held a fourth-quarter lead, just couldn't close it out, but definitely some confidence for Coach Janine Tucker and this roster heading into this game, knowing they can really compete in the Big Ten this year.
Now, lots of players making steps up, making improvements this year on the Johns Hopkins offensive side, and players taking on bigger roles with some of their key scorers from last year graduating. The other player to watch out for, we talked about Harrison. Georgia Esmond is their top scorer in terms of points, 26 total.
Yeah, also leads the team in assists with 16, so we'll see if maybe she can set something up here.
Here is Madison McPherson, who had the big game against ECU. Shares it with 20 on the shot clock. Push in the back, and that's an easy whistle.
Yeah, just didn't get positioning there. We're trying to come around, and a little slow to get up, but it looks like she's going to be all right. Rutgers was providing some pretty solid defensive pressure there. We're trying to kind of stymie that Johns Hopkins attack, but here's an opportunity coming up for the Blue Jays.
And it is Harrison, the super senior from Ocean City, Maryland. Straight away against Sophia Cardello, Rutgers sophomore goalkeeper. And a yellow card issued here as well. It goes to Caroline Perry. So the shot clock resets. You don't have to take this if you're Harrison, but she steps, she shoots, and scores. And just like that, Hopkins has a goal.
Yeah, and that's one of the keys today for Rutgers. You cannot let these mistakes cost you. That was a solid 90 seconds of defense, almost rained down that entire shot clock, and then the late penalty just before it was going to expire sets it up right there for an easy goal, and Johns Hopkins has an early 1-0 lead.
Rutgers is a team that ranks among the nation's best in draw controls. They're top 20 in the country and third in the Big Ten, 57%. And that is a big part of their success this year as they win the draw right there. The name of the game is possession, and they've won it.
Yeah, and they even had a significant advantage in the Maryland game as well. The team talked about how it was important for them to have positives from that game, and that was one of them. They were able to keep the draw controls going. Going to be crucial once again today.
Yeah, Rutgers won nearly 2/3 of the draws against the Terps. The Terps, who are now number 3 in the country. So Rutgers with its first possession of the day. Looking inside, a shot and a goal, and Rutgers able to equalize as Michaela Dever nets it.
For sure. Spillis and Islonsky, of course, are the two key leaders in terms of scoring, but that don't make that you think that that's the only two people who score. This is a team that prides itself on spreading the ball around and setting other players up, and right there, a good start getting someone else involved.
And you can give the assist on that goal to, guess who? Stephanie Kelly, who's now got 27 of them on the season. And Hopkins wins another draw, and they will get set up. And hey, by the way, each of these first 2 Hopkins won draws credited to Shelby Harrison. Told you about how she's the captain and she's the anchor of this team. She's now also the program's all-time record holder in draw controls, 269 in 5 years as an everyday starter.
Does a little bit of everything for this team.
Yeah. Leader in draws. One of their top contributors in caused turnovers and ground balls over her 5 years as well. She started all 69 games she's played as Cardello makes the stop right on the near post. Now Rutgers will try to neutralize Harrison's ability at the center circle, but they fail on that clear. They give it away.
Something Melissa Lehman talked about was rushed possessions that led to a lot of turnovers against Maryland. There they were trying to get some open field, get a little bit of a fast break going, but a little bit of a miscue, but here trying to recover.
And it goes out of play, and it's the Blue Jays who give it right back. Just getting settled in here at SHI Stadium. Rutgers back at home for the first time in a while. 3 straight road games against ranked Temple, ranked James Madison, and ranked Maryland. Tough couple of weeks for this program. But they were able to get the 2 wins in the non-conference over Temple and JMU. As Naslonsky goes around the world and is in setup mode on that one. Jenna Byrne with the finish. So far, Harrison with the early advantage here at the center circle. Now it's Harrison. You also have to watch out for a couple of other factors on the draw. Mia Farnella is another one who has made an impact on that end. Madison McPherson. For Rutgers, you've got Spillis and Hartshorn and Ball, who are all among the Big Ten's leaders in draw controls. Now Rutgers has it here set up with a chance to put on a little run. Here's Byrne, just scored one. Has it poked away, reclaimed. Ashley Moynihan into the game, trying to handle the hot potato, but Hopkins is there for it. It's Cameron Levine who's got it. Rutgers has been successful on each of its first 2 possessions, until that, of course, but this Hopkins defense is no joy to play against, with Garvey in net, Annika Meyer and Jean Kakris, a couple of super seniors who have started nearly every game that they've played, too. I mean, there's a lot of veterans on that side of the ball.
Yeah, and Kakris is someone especially to keep an eye on. She's a top matchup on defense. She's also great picking up ground balls. And right there, Rutgers, one of the keys for this team on their attack is spacing, and they didn't really get that on that last possession. So now they got to lock in on defense and try to keep this lead.
Now Maeve Barker into the slot, and that may have been partially tipped by Cardello. Now they'll say no, they don't reset the shot clock, so 30 to go here for the Blue Jays. As Georgia Esmond tries to work her way inside. And now the defender's hung up. And Esmond will send it back out top. 15 on the timer now. Go to the hole, shoot it low and just tucked inside the post. How about the start for Shelby Harrison? A couple of draw control wins and a couple of goals as well.
I really like that move by Harrison. I think the Rutgers defense thought she might kick it out. She goes all the way and down at the shoe top, sneaks it right near that left post, right past Cardello. Great placement by Harrison, and like you said, couldn't ask for a better start.
And 1, they're 13th ranked. You wonder who it is after those top 2 teams.
Yeah, that's why this is so crucial, because whoever loses this game sitting at 0-2 to start the season, yeah, against 2 good opponents, but you only have so many conference games, and that's not the best start that you really want, especially when you know you have those Maryland and Northwestern games that are going to be just so tough.
And another free position coming here for Hopkins. And a chance for the Blue Jays to claim the lead back. Now, forget about low-scoring game. Hopkins looking for 3 goals in the opening portion of the first quarter. Stepping inside, shooting low, and it bounces wide. So no shot clock reset here. And we'll get another whistle as Georgie Gorlick was trying to work her way inside. Gorlick, the sophomore, still got 53 seconds to shoot here. Gorlick steps inside, and the shot is blocked. And she was in the crease as well, so wave it all off.
It's a great job by the Rutgers defense there, and of course, she stepped in the crease, but aside from that, still a good job by the Rutgers defensive line really to step in front of Gorlick and prevent anything from happening there.
So Hopkins an early 1 for 3 on the free position. Now, meanwhile, Rutgers 2 shots and 2 goals, but a couple of turnovers now. They're third already. And here comes Maeve Barker, 2-on-1 for Hopkins. Barker shares it, and they get the goal. It's Claire Mills who benefits from the extra pass.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow there for Rutgers. Defensively did not get back in time. Of course, they were pressing offensively, trying to move fast.
It was one of the highest goal outputs for Hopkins this year, those 14 goals to beat ECU. Now they win another draw. Now Blue Jays have to be happy about what they've been able to do so far on the road at number 13 Rutgers with the advantage, and McPherson looking for more. She found it. How about Hopkins?
Like you said, it's going to be a transition period after this, but this team would love to get one more run to the tournament with Tucker at the helm.
Now, she is somebody who sounds to be very much at peace with the decision to retire at the end of the year, but she is making every last one of these games count. It's fun talking to her at this point because you can hear just how much excitement that Hopkins and Janine Tucker are having with all of it. She said they had spring break this week, and it was fun to be lax rats for a couple of days with her players. The defense has been the story for the Blue Jays, but so far the offense looks good. As Rutgers tries to respond out of the timeout, Moynihan stonewalled, but it stays with Rutgers. Now, Rutgers took the timeout here to try to talk some things over, because not only had they given up a couple on the defensive end, but also you've got some turnovers on this side of the ball.
Yeah, and they didn't want to let anything, spiral out of control here. We saw them against Maryland allow a few early first quarter goals and kind of couldn't get back from that.
As Lonsky shot from distance, and it's gobbled up. Now, Kathleen Garvey, again, Big Ten goalkeeper of the year last year, comes into this with a goals against average under 10. 9.66, 12th best in the nation.
And that was a tough shot right there, and Garvey was able to smother it with the butterfly stick, getting low, and Rutgers is going to have quite the challenge trying to build any sort of consistent offense today against Garvey, like you said, the reigning Big Ten goal defensive player of the year.
Here's Gorlick trying to work her way inside. We've lauded the Hopkins defense, and rightfully so, but this Rutgers defense enters play today averaging just 9 goals allowed per game. That's 10th best in the country. It's actually a little bit better than what Hopkins has done this year. Now, they've got Cardello in goal, but you've got a couple of 3-year starters with Megan Ball and Jess Beneducci. Ball, a contender for top defender in the conference so far, as McPherson spins her way in but misses.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, this is a great defense for Rutgers, and I know we've been harping a lot about the tough performance against Maryland, but you can't forget about the first 8 games of the season where Rutgers was dominant. Best start in almost 5 decades, and the defense was a huge reason why, consistently shutting teams down. And right now we're seeing some great coverage, not trying to allow Johns Hopkins to get an angle.
And it's Cardello on the ground ball there, but Megan Ball was the one who instigated all that, the little tap from behind and forcing the turnover, but Rutgers, again, in the clearing game, gives it away.
Yeah, and just the statistics for Ball all season, 24 ground balls, 20 caused turnovers, 52 draw controls, just a strong season for her overall.
In transition, Gorlick draws the whistle, and she'll get an 8-meter chance straight away.
See if Cardello can step up here. We've seen a couple of converted 8-meter chances already for the Blue Jays in this one.
Gorlick trying to squirm in and rings the pipe. That was a great chance. She had beaten Cardello, but not the orange post.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. Cardello didn't really have a good read on that, but Rutgers with a lucky break and now moving in transition onto the attacking third.
Campo, extra pass, and the shot from distance goes wide. That was Marin Hartshorn trying to fit it in. Now Rutgers right now 4 shots and 4 turnovers committed. Here's Naslonsky. Two-player game with Hartshorn, who turns, and that took a deflection, I think, before it got to Garvey. Off the restart, Kelly now feeding. A bump inside the 8-meter arc. We play on.
It's a tough turnover, but I like the offensive sets there. This team was moving quickly. That's when they thrive, but just couldn't get the right pass, the right angle, the right shot, and unfortunately just yet another turnover. And Johns Hopkins, their defense has been suffocating throughout this first quarter.
Hopkins riding a 3-goal run to take this 4-2 lead. They scored first. Rutgers scored back-to-back in quick succession, and Hopkins very nearly had a 4th straight goal right there.
That was Claire Mills looking for her 2nd goal of the game at point-blank range, but just fired a little too hard over the net.
Off the restart, a good triangle passing, and Cardello was there for the 5-hole stop.
Seems like Cardello's really settled in, Dom. Had a slow start, but we've seen her. Seems like there's some added mojo after they weren't able to convert that 8-meter chance, and now Cardello's seeming a little more locked in than she did earlier in the game.
Oh, the seas have parted, but finally a closeout there. Right at the end to turn away Caroline Perry, who for a moment looked like she was going to walk in unaffected. And nearly something for the defensive midi. But now curling around goal, Rutgers ends the drought. That's Stephanie Kelly on the score.
Having that sort of versatility on this team where you have some goal scorers that aren't great passers necessarily. You've got Spillis and Naslonsky who usually specialize when it comes to scoring. Having someone who can step up in both ways offensively is such a huge key to adding a little bit of diversity to this offensive game.
This a long drag him out ground ball. Looked like Ball had it for a moment, but now Haley Moore emerges with it. So the shot clock turned off here. And Hopkins can hold for 1. And we'll restart. At Bailey Cheatham. Oh, and the pass is errant. Chance at the ground ball. Oh, man, a hot potato. And finally, we're going to get a whistle at the end of all that. It was Jess Beneducci who got knocked to the turf, and I think the whistle came in that sequence of the play.
Yeah, sort of an erratic play there with Beneducci with the defense to set it up, and now Rutgers in motion down the field again.
Now, who wants to hold for 1? Oh, they throw it away. And then a bump. That's going to go against Naslonsky.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Like you said, shot clock was off. Rutgers could have potentially held, but thought they had the chance. Just the crossing pass didn't have the right angle, and turnover for Rutgers. That's really been the story here early in this game. 5 turnovers from Scarlet Knights.
20 seconds left in this opening quarter. Another whistle, and it should set up an 8-meter chance. So it's the freshman Charlotte Smith who is set up on the 8-meter arc. 4 for 6 on free positions this year. Smith cuts in and scores over the right shoulder of Sophia Cardello. Hopkins back in front by 2. And this could be a tough Blue Jay team. Now, there is enough time here for Rutgers as Naslonsky corrals it with 10 seconds. Naslonsky going right to the rim, tries to pass across the crease. It's a loose ball. Frantic, a couple of seconds, and that'll do it. Nearly something there for Rutgers, but at the end of 1, 20th ranked Hopkins, so far, so good. Their offense has come to play, and the Blue Jays have a 2-goal lead. You see how efficient that offense has been. 8 shots on goal, and 5 of them have gone past Sophia Cardello. Rutgers changing things up on the draw, too. You see Cassidy Spillis there, their do-it-all junior captain, And Rutgers wins the draw. No shots in the first quarter for Spillis, who had a hat trick last time out against Maryland. A part of that, though, because some of these Rutgers possessions ended in turnovers. 7 turnovers in the first quarter. That is a lot for this Rutgers team that has struggled with that in recent games, but not the pace they want to be on. And here's Spillis trying to create. You see the crowd that she attracts every time she tries to attack.
Yeah, Dom, I think a big reason why she just hasn't been able to get any shots off is because she's been hounded by 1, 2, sometimes even 3 defenders, and right there they all converged. She tried to kick it back to Neslonsky. We saw the loose ball there, but Rutgers going to have a chance here to try to capitalize. Looks like an 8-meter chance setting up. Actually, now it's going to be from the back for the Scarlet Knights.
And halfway through the shot clock now for Rutgers. Here's Moynihan. Fended off. And now Neslonsky. Such a great dodger. Trying to lose McPherson and scores through the contact.
Moynihan set that up, and then just a great job there by Neslonsky.
And she wins the draw here, too. Rutgers has a chance to equalize as Neslonsky goes right around one defender. Feed, shoot, score. When this Rutgers offense is humming, it can be just that quick. Cassidy Spillis gets the feed from Neslonsky. Tie ball game. Take Neslonsky in that instance. You've got Cassidy Spillis, a Tewaaraton Award watch lister, running right down the chute with the wide open chance to score.
Yeah, and you mentioned it too. We talked about it in the first quarter how this team has so many different scorers too. They silenced Neslonsky and Spillis earlier in the game, and then we saw players like Dever and Byrne cash in on scores as well. So just so many different ways the Scarlet Knights can beat you. Johns Hopkins did a pretty good job controlling things in the first quarter, but now really need to settle in and hone in and have a good sustained offensive possession here.
So Rutgers has equalized. Hopkins looking for a response on what is their first offensive possession of the second quarter. It's a shot from distance from Harrison that Cardello knocks down, and now we're headed the other way. 4th save of the day for Cardello as well, who has already faced 9 shots on goal.
Wasn't an easy save either for Cardello. Had to reach a little low to her left to be able to block that one away as well.
Something to watch out, too. Just funny, we're looking at it from high atop SHI Stadium. And this will creep over the field as we go on here. Those shadows look unpleasant to play in.
Yeah.
Right now, Cardello's in it. Right now, Garvey, most certainly not.
Yeah, just playing in a late afternoon game anytime, especially in the spring and summer, just very tough to kind of gauge it. And, I mean, yeah, could probably a lot of the frustrations these players have. The visibility probably isn't great right now.
There's Emily Clothier tracking down the ground ball as Rutgers will reset the attack. Chance for Rutgers to get its first lead since that early 2-1 score a couple of minutes into this. Both these teams are looking for their first Big Ten win of the season. Rutgers losing to Maryland last week. Hopkins to Michigan. As Spillis looks to curl inside. Feed across, and we'll get a whistle. And an 8-meter chance coming up on the skip pass. It'll be Clothier, the freshman. 27 seconds on the shot clock. So you'd think she's going to take this. Ready to roll. Clothier steps in, and Garvey goes down for the stop. McPherson had the initial ground ball and then earns the foul as well.
Yeah, Clothier a little slow off the beat there on that 8-meter chance and gave Garvey more than enough time to set up and be able to deflect that. But a freshman, she's played a key role on this team so far this season. 4 goals and 9 games played, just wasn't able to capitalize and get her 5th there. And now Blue Jays trying to get something going offensively. They've been held quiet here these first 3.5 minutes of the quarter.
A patient offense so far. They bring the shot clock under 35. Gorlick will start the possession. Working her way inside, bumped from behind, and she scored anyway. Through the contact, Georgie Gorlick puts Hopkins back in front. On the long ground ball, Hopkins gets to it. That's Bailey Cheatham who claims it. And Cheatham trying to go right to the hole, and it may have been tipped from behind. And Cardello with the long outlet for Naslonsky. That's what they love about the sophomore keeper, Cardello, that she can launch things like this. Naslonsky downhill, but the pass is tipped. And no whistle on the tangle up after.
Surprised there was no foul there, but like you said, Cardello, that was a great chance for Rutgers to be able to pass it almost halfway down the field, right in stride with Naslonsky, and she seemed to have a clear way right down the field, but unfortunately, pass got deflected. She took the contact. Johns Hopkins got the takeaway, and now we got a timeout on the field. Yeah, really can't afford to drop back-to-back, even if it is against ranked opponents. So really key to get in the win column here, and especially for Rutgers here to get things rolling. Didn't do all that bad on that road trip. 3 straight games against ranked opponents, went 2-1. Now you got 3 home games in 8 days. A lot of quick turnarounds, a lot of games back here in Piscataway, so crucial time for them. Johns Hopkins, a similar stretch, 3 games in the next 7 days for them. So just got to try to get some momentum going on your side, and a win here and getting your first Big Ten win would be a great way to start it off.
Ashley Campo read that pass the whole way, and here she goes. Walled off by Cameron Levine, and that stunts the transition, at least for the moment. Spillis. Extra pass for Naslonsky, who tried to turn, and it's an offensive foul. Bumped over the defender right outside the crease, and Rutgers, just as quickly as the offensive chance materializes, it evaporates.
Naslonsky was open, cutting down the left side. Might have been smarter to get it to her a little before the close off, and then when she got it, ended up committing the offensive foul as about 3 Blue Jays defenders got there to her. So a good job closing out by Johns Hopkins to slow down a Rutgers team that we know likes to strike and strike quickly.
Rutgers now up to 9 turnovers in his first half. This is a team that has committed a season-high 19 turnovers in each of the last 2 games. It's something that they've been trying to clean up as of late. Now, Hopkins gives this one right back. That's their 5th. And Campo once again. Now here's Jess Beneducci straying away from the defensive side. Extra pass. Naslonsky reels it in, gets clobbered, and there's the whistle.
Yeah, again, we see multiple defenders rotating to Naslonsky. They read their scouting report. They know Naslonsky and Spillis are the 2 real targets on this offense, and once again closing out but committing the foul that time.
And Naslonsky 8 for 14 on free positions, and she's going to take this, but Garvey got down and kicked it away. Now just the 2nd save of the afternoon for early evening, I guess, for Kathleen Garvey against those 5 goals allowed, but that's somebody who's not easy to stop in a good situation for her to score too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's never easy trying to score against Kathleen Garvey, and the fact that Rutgers has been able to get 5 already, big testament to this offense and getting different people involved and just keeping this close right now, but we're seeing a lot of giveaways on both sides. Johns Hopkins now back-to-back turnovers, setting up Rutgers' chances time and time again.
And Rutgers will settle things down, at least for the moment. A helter-skelter couple of moments there, a couple of possessions for both teams. Rutgers had scored the first 2 goals of the second quarter to get back even. But it's been a few minutes of a lull now for the Scarlet Knights after Georgi Gorlick put Johns Hopkins back in front. And that pass was tipped by Hopkins. It's going to stay with Rutgers.
Looked like something was generating there, a little nice flip to Hartshorn from Spillis, but like you said, the tipped pass, but Rutgers keeping possession and just trying to get back going. Scored 2 quick goals, but silent over these last 5-6 minutes.
20 seconds to shoot now. Spillis, high-low. Good possession here for Hopkins. Now Spillis trying to work her way inside and shoots it wide. Rutgers ball, but only 8 seconds on the clock, and it's rolling. Gonna have to move here. And a foul 1 second, and that'll do it. No, it's a shot clock violation, first of the evening, forced by Hopkins.
It's an excellent job by the Blue Jays defense. That entire possession closing out on Spillis, closing out on Hartshorn, and eventually forcing the shot clock violation. We haven't seen the Scarlet Knights really toe those waters yet and get that close with a diminishing shot clock, but right there, just a great job by Johns Hopkins to slow down the Rutgers attacking. Force a shot clock violation.
McPherson dodging from the point, stripped. Almost rolled towards Cardello. Extra effort defensively, and Bailey Cheatham. There have been a couple possessions in the first half where the ball has changed hands a couple times in as many seconds, and that was one of them.
Yeah, got it behind the net for Esmond, and it was Megan Ball yet again getting there with the defense, trying to knock it away and forcing that ground ball, but Johns Hopkins able to keep possession.
Here's Harrison. Haven't heard much from her since the start of this game, and, well, there's another one. And it's a first-half hat trick for Shelby Harrison. Hopkins building the lead back up.
Yeah, nothing you can do in that situation. Harrison cutting across, had wide open space. See it right here. Charging to her right, gets the angle, and just feeds it over Spillis. And just nothing that Cardello could do. And like you said, 3 goals in this first half for Harrison, really keying the Johns Hopkins offensive effort. And Blue Jays have to be feeling good. Got this lead back up to 2. It looked like Rutgers coming out of the break, getting the second quarter started. Looked like they had the momentum on their side, but now Johns Hopkins has held Rutgers scoreless over the last 9 minutes. They've scored 2 of their own and have opened this right back up to a multi-goal lead.
It has already been a day for Shelby Harrison. 3 goals, 4 draw controls, a ground ball chipped in there as well. And all that coming here in the first, 25 minutes of action. And there's another one for Harrison. She's got 5 draw wins on the day and looking to go right to the hole. Cheatham, it's a tough shot, and she's the one who commits the foul. Maybe dangerous play there.
It was a good adjustment by the Rutgers defense. It looked like Harrison was going to charge right down. Then we saw a pair of defenders, including Ball, get in front. And then once she lost possession and had to pass it away, Johns Hopkins really couldn't get anything going right there. And the Blue Jays turning it over, and Rutgers avoiding a potential 3-goal deficit. And now on the charge, trying to cut that deficit to 1.
Aslonsky trying to pass to Clothier, and it's picked off. Well, Hopkins has forced Rutgers into 11 turnovers in the first half.
Nice smothering defense here from Rutgers, not letting the Blue Jays get across midfield till now.
Hopkins perfect on its clears today. An important couple of minutes here. Under the 3-minute mark before halftime. Now Hopkins now with a chance to build its largest lead of the day. And Rutgers is at home, a place that's played very well in the last couple of years. It feels like you don't want to let the Blue Jays get too far out of reach on a day where Rutgers is having some issues cracking this Hopkins defense.
Yeah, and 7-5, that score is very familiar. That's how close they were against Maryland, and then the Terrapins just turned on the Jets and were able to pull away. So this is very crucial over these next 2 minutes, and this possession as well, Rutgers has to try to close out.
McPherson with under 20 to shoot, driven away. 10 on the timer. Great defense by Ball. Now 5 to shoot. They've got to hurry. Esmond throws in front. Ball is loose, and Rutgers takes it away.
That was probably the best 60 seconds to lacrosse we've seen from Rutgers all day. Megan Ball was there, but all the other defenders as well able to just shut things down, and now Rutgers trying to answer on the offensive side.
Byrne in front. That one was deflected. And it caught, that was Haley Moore who got hit up high, it looked like, on the shot. Take another look. Oh.
Yeah. Good to see her get up after that one. Yeah, that was a tough one to take right there, but looks like she's all right. Kind of when you just get kind of that mess right in front of the crease, things like that are bound to happen when you just have so many sticks, so many bodies all coming together at once.
So it'll go down as a blocked shot, a hard-earned block shot for Haley Moore. And after that, too, you've got about a 8-second difference between the shot and game clock. And Hopkins with a chance to pause on this possession, and then that's an unforced error.
Yeah, just a complete overthrow right there. Georgia Esmond, one of the keys on this team, has been very quiet in this game. Just one shot, no goals, no assists. Esmond on the season has been one of the cornerstones. Leads the team with 26 points, 10 goals, 16 assists. But Rutgers has done a great job shutting her down today, just as Johns Hopkins, aside from that little stretch, have held Spillis and Naslonsky pretty silent in this one as well.
Now it's been the last 5 or 10 minutes for both teams, plagued by turnovers. There's one goal in the last 10 minutes of game action. And now it's Rutgers with the ball, shot clock off. Chance to cut the deficit in half before halftime. Ambitious pass that Campo cleans up. Under 30 seconds. And a hit up high. And that's an easy call. That'll be a card.
Yeah, Steph Kelly got clipped right in that face area. It's to be okay, but yeah, easy call right there. Just a lot of these unforced mistakes, and yeah, clipped her right near that chin, mouth, nose, lower face area, and yeah, that's a tough one to take.
Any of those areas getting hit in the face by a cross, unpleasant.
Yeah.
And the card is on Madison McPherson. So 20 seconds here. And Kelly, no angle to feed. 15 seconds. Lob it into a crowded space. Spillis. 5 seconds. Bump from behind, and another whistle. And we'll stop the clock. They may add a second or two back to it because it was a little slow stopping. Right now there's 1 second up there.
Yeah, it seemed, I thought, we'll see if they add a second or two. It looked like it ran a little extra, but nothing yet. Might just be 1 second here for Spillis.
Spillis wind up, and Garvey makes the stop. And that is how the first half comes to a close. And then outscored the Blue Jays 8-2 in the second half. Again, it was their first ever win over a perennial power in Hopkins. And we are underway for the second half. The draw won by Mia Farnella. And the Blue Jays will go right back on the attack a slight edge on the draws for Hopkins in the first half. They won 8 of the 14. Now Harrison with the 3 goals, and you've got 4 other goal scorers for Hopkins. McPherson and Smith in the starting lineup, Gorlick and Mills coming off the bench. For Rutgers, it was 5 different goals from 5 different sources, and 5 of the players you might suspect, the starters, Spillis and Naslonsky and Kelly, but also Michaela Dever and Jenna Byrne. A whistle there against Rutgers. Hopkins ball, already 30 seconds left on the shot clock as Harrison holds it way out top. I'd say this is a patient first set.
Yeah, and having that lead right now, no need to rush, but Rutgers can't underestimate the defense we're seeing right here either.
7 to shoot, and here is number 7, Esmond. 3 to shoot. Clearly no urgency from Hopkins, and they're going to throw it away. It seemed like for the first 60 seconds of the possession, pause was the name of the game, and they were able to almost kill off the yellow card that they had there, but surprised they didn't take a shot at the end.
Yeah, I understood in the situation, having the player up that the Scarlet Knights did, that Johns Hopkins kind of let it run down to about 10 seconds, but especially in those final 10 seconds, shocked they didn't try, especially when you knew you were going to be back at even strength before Rutgers was going to be charging down the field. So very surprised they didn't at least try to shoot something there, and now Rutgers sets up for their first possession of the half.
Yeah, that kills off the yellow card against Madison McPherson right at the end of the first half. Kills it off and then some, and so back to even strength. Rutgers with the possession. And here is Spillis. 1 goal on 3 shots for Spillis in the first half as she shoots that wide. And now Naslonsky. Oh, the spin move. And the pass is low for Byrne. It's picked off.
Dom, that's something Rutgers really has to work on in the second half. Another turnover there. That's their 12th of the game. Just got to have communication, got to have some clean, crisp passes. And right there, Rutgers kind of phased by that Johns Hopkins defense and couldn't get a clean pass, and it results in just yet another turnover and another unforced error against the Scarlet Knights team.
Hopkins, as we've talked about, had that Big Ten opening loss to Michigan, led by 1 with 10 minutes left. Michigan scored the final 3 goals to pull away, but Janine Tucker said that sort of game showed us that we can compete with the top teams in the country. And so they're conscious of that as they work their way down into the second half with this lead that is not all that comfortable.
Yeah, definitely don't want to see lightning strike twice if you're Johns Hopkins, having a multi-goal second half lead like they did against Michigan and letting it slip away. So right now, though, taking their time, just trying to set something clean up.
Cardello knocks it down. Charlotte Smith got a pretty good look, and Cardello was fortunate that the rebound found a teammate. That's an errant pass in transition. It's another turnover.
Led her a bit too far, and things Rutgers can ill afford at this point, as we're now over a quarter since the last time Rutgers got a goal. It was about 13 minutes left in that second quarter the last time when they got their 5th goal of the game. So Scarlet Knights offense is really scuffling here. 16 minutes without finding the net.
You think back to how the second quarter started. TT Naslonsky and Cassidy Spillis in quick succession made it a 5-5 game. The 13:39 mark of the second quarter is where Spillis scored. Pass in the slot, but fortunately for Rutgers, Barker got bumped. It will set her up on the 8-meter arc, though.
We've seen Johns Hopkins be very effective on these 8-meter chances. I believe they're 3 of 4 on them so far today, so it's going to be another crucial opportunity for the Blue Jays, who also have been held scoreless here in this third quarter, to try to cash in and expand their lead.
Barker shoots and hits the top corner. Largest lead of the day for Johns Hopkins as Barker finds her 10th of the season. And not only because of the early start with the 5 goals, but also you consider who this is against. A Rutgers defense that is top 10 in the country. Megan Ball went up to claim the draw control, but it was knocked away, and Hopkins has it.
That's another big reason Rutgers is struggling here. Even against Maryland, as a lot of things went wrong for Rutgers, they were still able, against one of the top teams in the country, to have a pretty clear advantage in draw controls here. -4. Johns Hopkins has won 10 of 16, and a big reason why we just keep seeing possession going the Blue Jays' way.
And the Blue Jays have won the first 2 draws of this second half. Now, this is a Blue Jays team that is battle-tested. Rutgers is the 7th ranked opponent for Hopkins in their first 10 games, this being their 10th at 5-4. The 4 teams they've lost to are all within the top 20 of this week's coaches poll, and they entered the weekend with a combined 4 losses. So we're talking about the teams they lost to: Stony Brook, Loyola, Michigan, and Navy. 4 teams that should likely be in the NCAA tournament in a couple of months.
Yeah, they've done their job against the teams they should beat, just haven't been able to get the edge against a top 20 team. This is their chance today.
And a foul as Spillis tried to knock it away. And once again, Hopkins will assemble an 8-meter chance.
Just methodical here, working the clock, a stall offense, knowing this team doesn't really score a lot in bunches, but setting it up, letting that shot clock run down, and just yet another 8-meter chance here.
And 16 on the shot clock, so this will be a shot attempt. And coming in, it's another one. Boy, what a day it's been for the Hopkins offense they've been on.
Yeah, almost a quarter and a half here without goals for the Scarlet Knights. Upwards of 20 minutes at this point. Really just need to get something going. Johns Hopkins offense cashing in on back-to-back scores, holding a 4-goal advantage right now. And Rutgers, big win off the draw control. Got to see if they can work quickly, get working at their pace that they like to play at, and try to make something happen here. Because a 4-goal deficit this late in the game, going to be tough for a team that scored just 11 goals over their last 2 contests.
And that is Rutgers' first draw win of this second half. So here's a big possession. Hopkins on that 4-goal run. They've built up their largest lead of the day. Can Rutgers come out of the timeout and create something to score off of?
And we've seen them come out of stoppage as well today, specifically at the end of the first quarter, so we'll see if Johns Hopkins is able to adjust better this time.
That's a good look for Spillis. Man, you'll love that sort of chance for Cassidy Spillis. Good feed, too, high-low from Aaron Hartshorn. Yeah, the first Rutgers goal in more than 21 minutes. Spillis scored that most previous goal at the 13:37 mark of the second quarter. And you know what? We have harped on that. I know I certainly have. After all that, this Rutgers team is only down by 3.
Yeah, that's why they've been very lucky that they're playing against the lowest scoring offense in the Big Ten and a team that prides themselves defensively to have a close game like this. But you see the turnover on the far sideline there. That was Megan Ball who got aggressive, forces the CTO, and Rutgers with the draw control now, trying to sustain this a little bit and maybe cut into that lead a little more.
Hey, by the way, you mentioned Meg Ball. A pair of caused turnovers, a draw control 1, and 3 ground balls as well. Now, she's somebody who, in the course of a game, sometimes goes under-noticed until we get the final box score, as Rutgers scores off it. Well, that's one of the main reasons why Meg Ball is so valuable, because she gives you extra possessions, and Rutgers cashes in on it. 5 full years of lacrosse. She was a contributor at St. Joe's immediately and now is up to 280 points in her career. But this is a veteran team that has played together a bunch. As we get the procedure call against Hopkins, Rutgers ball once again. They didn't score for 21 minutes, but this is the kind of team that would be less fazed by it than some younger, less experienced groups.
Yeah, they're not too worried. They know what they're capable of, and we've seen it on full display here. And again, with possession, trying to score another one.
And Kelly will pull it back. So a much different game a minute later than it was a minute ago.
Kind of like this defense we see from Johns Hopkins. Almost looks like a zone because you've got so many defensive players not really going towards the players, but more so staying right near the goal. Now they'll fade off, but we saw them standing right there right in front of the goal, and now a loose ball.
A nice idea. It almost hit Moynihan, and Rutgers commits the foul on the scramble. So Rutgers had a chance to make it a 1-goal game, but it's another turnover. And now here's McPherson in transition. Here's Smith. Shot clock goes under 40. Now Blue Jays will take it out wide. Now 20 to shoot. Smith. 10 on the shot clock. And she gets fouled. And you can hear the reaction from the Rutgers fans here at SHI Stadium because it gives Shelby Harrison a free position.
Third time this quarter we've seen a foul with less than 20 in the shot clock by the Scarlet Knights defense. Just really deletes any sort of offensive, defensive prowess you see in those first 70 seconds of a shot clock.
That was a great job. Looked like Spillis. Ball was there too. Somebody deflected it. At the shot clock horn, Hopkins one more chance. They can't fit it in, and in the end, it's a violation. Now, Rutgers able to neutralize Harrison on what could have been a goal-scoring chance.
Huge defensive possession right there for Rutgers, especially since they committed the turnover, which kind of ended that run and mitigated the damage if you were Johns Hopkins. But for the Scarlet Knights now, got to try to keep this going. Got some momentum on your side, and that's a great way to make up. We've seen this team be just Johns Hopkins defense has forced a lot of Rutgers mistakes, 14 turnovers in this game, trending towards that 19 mark that we've seen a couple of times already over these past week or so for the Scarlet Knights. So Rutgers just trying to capitalize whenever they get the chance, and right now trying to set something up offensively.
Now, Rutgers, a team coming off its first loss of the season in that game at Maryland, the Big Ten opener. Hopkins a split last week. A loss in the Big Ten opener to Michigan, and then a win over ECU. The winner gets their first conference win. The loser goes 0-2. As Spillis sneaks in, and she gets fouled.
Not the first time we've seen Spillis absorb contact today. This time she gets the call. Rutgers has only had 3 free position chances in this game compared to 8 so far for the Blue Jays. So would love to get that, but just we see what they'll set up here. It's 53 on the shot clock.
Now, Spillis, one of the nation's best on free position. She's going to take it, and she can't finish it. Garvey got a piece. Spillis, before that, 12 of 16 on free positions. She is somebody who is not easily stopped. But Garvey able to do that there, and a new 60 here for the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, she's not easily stopped, but Kathleen Garvey not easily beaten either.
Oh, Spillis, second effort. How about a stick flip there from Cassidy Spillis? The excitement and the frustration perhaps too, but it all boils down to Rutgers being back within one.
And Rutgers has been able to erase a 4-goal deficit, trail by just one. And if you're Johns Hopkins, really crucial to get the offense back rolling. We saw them, a stall offense, not really looking to score much. They get a key draw control right here, but now you got to actually ramp up the pace a little bit. They've been kind of slowing things down so far in the second half. They've gotten a couple of scores on free positions, but got to be a little more aggressive instead of just trying to hold and run that shot clock down like we've seen earlier in this quarter.
Well, who does Hopkins go to find scoring? I can tell you who has been their top scorer today, Shelby Harrison, who for the first time in her career has back-to-back games of 4 goals. Those 4 goals tie a career high, too, on a day where she set the program record for draw control wins all time. She's now up to 273. Now we'll get a foul here.
So many of these fouls coming in close here from the Rutgers defense. That's the 4th one we've seen in this quarter. Really debilitating for a Rutgers team that's otherwise played really solid defense here throughout this third quarter, but just keep giving them extra chances on these free position plays.
This is Abby Hurlbrink coming in and getting a shot. Somebody who was one of their top goal scorers last year, but first time we've seen her on the field today. So shot clock doesn't reset there, 22 to shoot. And the pass is low for Gorlick. Blue Jays have it. And here's Cheatham, 10 to shoot. Cheatham going to have to hurry something, and not a bad look in front, but it ends up in the crease for Cardello to corral.
Bailey Cheatham's done a good job as a facilitator setting things up today, but just a lot of times they haven't been able to capitalize on those opportunities. And another good defensive stand from Rutgers, but another costly turnover. Going to be number 15 for the Scarlet Knights, and an errant pass across the field.
And it's their 4th failed clear of the day. Hopkins is perfect on all 16 of theirs. And it's the details like that that have hurt Rutgers in a game that is going to be a close one down to the wire.
Yeah, if you really dive deep into the stats, you can really pinpoint where Rutgers has struggled in this game. Might look really close on the scoreboard right now, but Johns Hopkins has had some clear advantage and just have played overall a much smoother game on the offensive side.
Under a minute to go here in this third quarter. Difference of about 2 seconds between the shot and game clock. Curling in Hurlbrink. It's poked away. Beneducci has the ground ball.
Wasn't sure if Hurlbrink was trying to maybe flip that out to the side, but regardless, lost possession, and Rutgers with open space entering the attacking third.
Here's Moynihan. Unsettled situation. Oh, Nazlonsky trying to feed it to the doorstep, and Byrne couldn't bring it in.
That's a tough one because she had her wide open. If Byrne got that, she could have moved to her right, gotten right near that crease and tried to deliver, but Nazlonsky just couldn't find her, and these turnovers have just been so costly for Rutgers throughout this game.
That'll do it for the third quarter. Rutgers with a chance there at the end to make it a tie ball game, but it is Rutgers scoring the last 3 goals of the period. And now it's Hopkins with an 8.5-minute scoreless run. So start of the fourth quarter, every single one of these draws, which has been fiercely contested, will be so important. And Hopkins has one here. And it's Harrison, who's got the game-high 4 goals, who comes up with her 7th win of the day. Now she is trying to will this team to a Big Ten win. McPherson with the step. Man, what a burst of speed from Madison McPherson. Hopkins ends that scoreless drought.
And McPherson picking up where she left off. She'd been quiet for the most part, just the goal on 2 shots, coming off a game where she had 5 goals, including a hat trick in 2 minutes and 9 seconds against East Carolina. And here, just like her first goal, goes low at Cardello, gets the little bounce into the left side. Cardello was flanked a little too much to her left and to the right side of that goal, left a little bit of an opening, and McPherson does the rest.
Maybe starting to put it together. That's what Janine Tucker has said she's seen, the glimpses of, she said, light bulbs going off. She's seen that in practice the last couple of weeks and in the games. McPherson there to the ball first. She has the draw. Blue Jays ball.
And credit to Coach Tucker as well to have the wherewithal to see what skill set these different players had to be able to make the changes and find new spots for them to thrive with so many voids left by the graduating seniors from last year, really showing off her 3 decades of coaching experience for Hopkins.
I mean, you look at it across the starting lineup. Harrison spent so many years as a two-way midi. She was moved to attack this year. Georgia Esmond, somebody who's been a feeder predominantly over her first 3 years, somebody they really encouraged to get involved with scoring as well, and she has done that this year. Now, will all of it be enough today? Hopkins back in front by 2. And they've won the first 2 draws of this fourth quarter. And here is Harrison. Good switch by Rutgers. Spillis is there. And now under 30 on the shot clock.
That was a smart switch because it looked like Moynihan was going to have trouble holding back Harrison and Spillis, much more aggressive on the defensive side.
Oh, McPherson got stripped. It finds Barger, who looks in front, and Cardello makes an absolutely necessary stop.
Yeah, you said it. Biggest save of the game right there. Cardello, point-blank range, was able to get that stick up high and block the shot. Perfect positioning, and now Rutgers moving the other way.
8th save of the night for Sophia Cardello. Georgia Esmond, man, does not get much more point-blank than that. Spillis. Pitch it for Kelly. Now the Hopkins defense switches. There's Jean Kakris. 35 on the timer. Kelly trying to force her way in. Kakris warding her off, and now the timer goes down to 20. Spillis cuts inside. Oh, how did she score? Cassidy Spillis like a magician. And now she goes on the draw for Rutgers. And that is the aspect of the do-it-all, where she scores, but Rutgers also relies on her for caused turnovers, ground balls, and draw wins, like Moynihan has there.
It's a good job by Spillis, too, right off the draw to be able to kind of flick it behind her and know that Moynihan was there to back her up and get there. Rutgers is getting a little closer with the draws. Still, Johns Hopkins has the 14-9 advantage, but any draw win in this fourth quarter is when it really matters most.
Wow. It was a pass from Beneducci to Kelly that just missed the target. And Rutgers, moments after the crowd went nuts for Spillis' goal, gives away what could have been a game-tying chance.
And that's the name of the game. We've seen so many turnovers, 17 now for the Scarlet Knights, really hurting themselves and kicking themselves with these missed opportunities.
And Hopkins puts it in the cross of Shelby Harrison. A 2-time All-Big Tenner in her own right. And Hopkins back to that methodical, slower, longer possession here later in this game.
Which is smart to run down the clock, but we've seen them sometimes go a little too late, but they're making their move here a little bit with 30 on the clock.
Harrison warded off. 25 on the timer. Harrison backs it out. Makes her move. Oh, it's a bump, and it's a late whistle. That's a call 10 times out of 10. Caroline Perry knocks down Harrison. And Shelby Harrison, who has been effective on the free position tonight, will get a chance here.
Just can't afford to have that extra contact in that situation. You already had her blocked off and kind of had her backing away, looking to pass it out. Just a tough one, and sets up Harrison here with another big chance.
Yeah, they're going to pull her back to the 12-meter fan, though, so that's relevant. Under 10 to shoot. Look for Barker. She gets bumped. No whistle. Rutgers ball. Barker got blasted. You see her had to put the face guard back on. And then it's a foul against Rutgers as Ball tries to clear it.
I think that's a little bit
takes.
Yeah, that's a little bit of evening things out. First we see down low with Barker, and yeah, she just got sort of blindsided there. Got it back on, and then Rutgers, I guess you could say a little bit of a cheap call there, but, it kind of balances out 1-1 right there.
So that brings us under 9 minutes left. And these possessions, especially for Hopkins, may be longer and, again, more methodical, conscious of taking time off the clock as much as scoring, but you can feel the tension building on both sidelines. The winner goes to 1-1 in Big Ten play, the loser to 0-2. And the whistle goes with McPherson possessing the ball. And so they'll put McPherson now on the 8-meter arc. She's 5 of 6 coming into today on free positions. McPherson steps in, shoots, and Cardello sweeps it away. And Karp is there for the ground ball. Big sequence for Rutgers.
Yeah, Cardello knew that's where McPherson had gone on the first 2 scores against her, went low, but another turnover for Rutgers kind of cancels all that out.
Wow. Hopkins has been relentless on the ride, and Harrison was there contributing for the caused turnover.
Just yet again, Rutgers cannot clear.
That's 3 straight possessions Rutgers has given away. You can really see it now. Harrison out by the restraining line. Trying to work around Spillis. Pass to the slot. It goes back for Esmond.
Now it's Campo on Harrison. Watch that matchup there. See if Harrison tries to exploit it.
And now Cheatham gives it up with under 20. Hesitation move, and the shot is wide. No shot clock reset here. Timer's at 10. And it's Esmond on the reset. Looking with 3. Forced away by Ball. Feed inside. It's a shot clock violation. Oh, vital for Rutgers, but they've got to keep the ball. They've got to get a shot here.
Yeah, they got to keep the ball. 3 straight turnovers, but that's a good one forced. I don't know if Esmond was really at first realized how little time she had on the clock and then made her move to just not enough time. Everything was blocked off. So for Rutgers, just got to try to have a nice sustained possession, set up a shot. You got potentially Nizlansky or Spillis or maybe even Kelly. They're all down low, moving towards that attacking third. try to get it to one of those three and see if you could potentially even this game for the first time since the second quarter.
Here's Hartshorn. Shares it for Spillis. Trying to spin free and guide it away. Now tries to redodge and can't work herself open. Lob it up top for Naslonsky. Shot clock goes to 35. Naslonsky shoots low, and Garvey was there for it. Oh, how about the takeaway and the putback? Ashley Moynihan, tie ball game. But she coughs it up. Moynihan with one of the plays of the night. And now we've got a new ball game with 5:09 to go. As Eddie said, Rutgers tied for the first time since the second quarter. Spillis struggled to unlock it, and the call will go against Hopkins there and against Harrison. So Rutgers ball with a chance to take the lead.
Huge break for the Scarlet Knights. We've seen the intensity ratchet up throughout this fourth quarter, Dom, but it's about to get to another level here as we enter these final 5 minutes.
One valuable Big Ten win on the line and a resume-boosting win, too. It goes to Naslonsky. Fended off. Draws a double and now shares for Kelly. Halfway through the shot clock. Look inside for Hartshorn, and she shoots it wide.
It's a great find from Naslonsky. Hartshorn was moving. The moving target got it to her, but couldn't get it. But Rutgers keeps possession.
Pitch it for Naslonsky, and that had some two-seam action on it to run away from goal. 25 on the timer. Here's Spillis. Big day for her. It just gets bigger. Rutgers has a lead for the first time since the early first quarter. And now Rutgers is in front, and Hopkins needs to win a draw. 5 waiting crosses there. Hopkins initially. It's still loose. Play on. Moynihan has it. Harrison was there for a moment but stumbled. And now Spillis can't handle it. And it's Hopkins' ball. The hot potato finds Hopkins. And we get a timeout.
There's an erratic 20 seconds or so. Moynihan coming up with the pickup on the draw control initially. Then the pass a little errant, looking for ball.
Oh, we heard the air horn, which is typically used for a timeout, but no timeout granted. Take another look.
Ball kind of tripped over the ball, and then it's in the stick of McPherson. It's still loose. Spillis tries to hang on to it. Moynihan's going to get over, and then when she tries to pass the ball is when the turnover, and Johns Hopkins has possession, looking to get the equalizer.
And now the air horn, and now Hopkins is given the timeout. So Janine Tucker and her offensive coordinator, Kristen Carr, will go to the whiteboard and try to talk things over here, try to work through things for the final 3 minutes and 8 seconds of this one. Now we'll keep it right here for this to a tie ball game. So here we go. If you're Hopkins and you don't score here, the game's not over yet, but you're going to have to press. You're going to need to cause one of those turnovers that you forced several of today. And it goes to X for Barker.
Blue Jays clearly in no rush here, Dom. Just trying to set up the best possible play. Try to draw Rutgers out a little bit so they can strike inside.
McPherson bounces it in. And we are tied. Delivers once again for the Blue Jays.
We mentioned it, how she loves to go low. I said it, that's who you got to watch out for if Harrison is caught up. They had Campo and Spillis both watching Harrison, and McPherson comes around the edge, takes it herself, goes in strong, bounces it low, finds that left side. And again, outer side of that goal has been very vulnerable from Cardello today. And Johns Hopkins with the biggest goal of the game so far, evening things up here with just over 2 minutes to go.
It's a hat trick for Maddie McPherson, her second in as many games. I think these two teams are going to fight with everything they've got for this draw.
We saw how chaotic the last draw was that lasted almost 20 seconds and a lot of confusion about when a timeout was called. So you got Spillis down there for Rutgers. It's going to be very aggressive here on both sides. Such a crucial play here with just over 2 minutes to go.
And Mia Farnella, the draw specialist for Hopkins. Whoever wins the draw will have about a 45-second difference between the shot and game clock. It's loose, and Farnella has it. Well, you don't have to hurry here if you're the Blue Jays.
She had two defenders right next to her, and she was able to get it right off that pop-up.
And by the way, they just updated the scoreboard. Hopkins no longer has a timeout. Rutgers has one, but none for the Blue Jays. A Hopkins team that a week ago stumbled late against Michigan, allowed the Wolverines to score the final 3 goals. And now it's the Blue Jays looking for their own fourth quarter rally. McPherson, such speed. Blow by, it's stripped. Rutgers ball. The horn sounds. Rutgers timeout with the shot clock and game clock nearly aligned. Have the ball. There is officially a 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And don't disregard Hopkins on the ride here as they knock it down. And, well, fortunately for Rutgers, it caroms out of play. Very nearly they had the ball. That was Abby Hurlbrink who knocked it down. And Meg Ball, you can see the face guard get knocked off. I'll recompose herself. Taking it the 12 yards from where she is to the restraining line is no easy task. Rutgers finally does. Under a minute to go in the game. Rutgers looking for the game winner. It's Kelly, and she'll throw it up top for Jenna Byrne. Pardon me, that's Hartshorn right there. And they'll play pitch and catch. Under 30. And now the shot clock has been turned off. Hartshorn starts, 20 seconds. Probing. Still looking, under 15. Give it to Naslonsky. In the alley, Naslonsky scores! She's done it again! Rutgers leads with 6 seconds left.
What a perfect play design for the Scarlet Knights. She had a big, quick draw control for Johns Hopkins last time. Needs another really fast one here.
Ball is loose. Farnella, 3 seconds. Got to chuck it. Farnella doesn't get it off. That'll do it. Rutgers completes the comeback. TT Naslonsky is the hero as Rutgers wins a ranked battle with Johns Hopkins.